Hi Aries, welcome to your April energy reading. My name is Kimberly from the Path Illuminated. If you are returning, thank you for your support. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Happy Aries season. As I'm recording this, Aries, it is March 29th, so we are at the end of the month already. I hope you have been enjoying your birthday season. Happy birthday to all of you Aries that are joining. I will be hopefully posting these this weekend or at the beginning of April, and hope you are taking care of yourself. We do have Mercury retrograde incoming on April 1st, so it's just been, you know, we had the full moon lunar eclipse on the 25th. And I don't know how that affected y'all, but it's been pretty intense for me and this eclipse energy. So I've just been taking things one day at a time, managing the things that have been coming up for me. It's been exhausting and emotional. So this was the first day that I really could get my energy set to do readings for the collective. So here we are again. Happy birthday, Aries. We have also on April 8th the new moon total solar eclipse in Aries as well, and then we will be moving into Taurus season on April 19th. But we are still in your season, Aries. Again, I hope you are doing well. This is going to be a general energy reading for the Aries collective. Let's give these cards one more shuffle and we'll get going right away. All right, thank you, angel spirits and guides. What are the messages for my Aries at this time? What are the most relevant messages for Aries at this time? Let's get one more card. So maybe right now, Aries, right, all of you are going to be totally different since it's a general reading for the Aries collective. But there may be some situations that have not quite worked out the way that you wanted to. You know, I think in general, sometimes a birthday season can be a challenge because we tend to have a lot of expectations. So that's kind of what I'm getting right now, is that not that it's necessarily bad or negative, right? Because your frame of reference and your perspective have everything to do with the way that you're going to receive the things that are happening in your reality, Aries. But things may not have been going the way that you had anticipated or planned, hoped, or even expected. And so it looks like maybe, perhaps, right, and, you know, time and energy are fluid. So this is going to be showing up slightly differently for each of you as you are engaging with this video. It could be perhaps with this, you know, the full moon lunar eclipse that we had on the 25th, perhaps there have been things that have been revealed, have come to light, people or situations that have, you know, not worked out the way that you had hoped or anticipated. Or as we are, you know, moving further into this eclipse season and with Mercury retrograde upcoming, there may be situations that are going to cause you some disappointment, maybe, you know, just not working out quite as you had hoped. You know, it's just something to be aware of, right? That's going to take your attention or has been taking your attention. Now, you see this Five of Cups energy, this card, right? This individual is looking at these three cups that are spilled over and not really paying attention to these two cups that are upright behind this individual, right? So again, not necessarily that it's a bad thing, but it may take your attention or has been taking your attention to see and to be with whatever feelings have been or will be coming up for you as things are revealed, as, you know, potentially, again, right, depending on your situation, whether it is a romantic relationship, whether it is, you know, other relationships such as friendships or, you know, work relationships, situations with colleagues or projects at work, things may happen where there's some spilled milk and you may have your attention drawn to that. And it's really going to be about what you take from what is happening in your reality, right? You have free will, and I am absolutely not a practitioner that believes in toxic positivity or spiritual bypassing. I wholeheartedly believe that whatever you are feeling, whether they are good feelings or more challenging emotions, such as disappointment, sadness, depression, overwhelm, whatever those feelings are, there is always really valuable data to be garnered from the feelings that are being triggered and coming up within your emotional body, Aries. So whatever it is, be with it. Just also be aware that for whatever may not be working out, there are still things that are working for you. And then I love to see that we have this Wheel of Fortune card here. This is a major arcana, and this is definitely pointing to the fact that whatever is happening, whatever is being revealed, even if the situation, the relationship, the work project, you know, the promotion's not working out, whatever it is for you specifically, Aries, it's an acknowledgement that this is actually working for you, even if in the moment that these situations fall apart or reveal themselves to not be working the way you had hoped or anticipated, they're actually working for you if you can change your perspective about what's happening, right? Because whether this is about a work situation, you know, maybe being passed over for a well-earned promotion or, you know, salary increase, or if it's, you know, friendships that have revealed to you that these are not really your friends, they're not good friends, they're not people you can trust, or it's a romantic relationship that hasn't worked out as you had anticipated, right? Understand that, like, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's triggering, wouldn't you rather know the truth, Aries? Wouldn't you, is even if it's an uncomfortable truth, right? Wouldn't you rather know exactly what's going on, who you can trust, and what is working for you versus what is not, so that you can properly adjust your focus and the way that you are investing your energy? So that's about your perception, right? It's about that inner trust in the process. And the Wheel of Fortune is saying and confirming that things are working for you. And like this particular card, I love because this snake for me is about shedding the old, shedding an old skin, shedding an old way of seeing things, right? Where in the past, maybe when things didn't go the way that you had hoped or anticipated, maybe you would spend a lot of time ruminating and, you know, either judging yourself like, oh, I must have done something wrong, or staying in this victim mentality of saying like, oh, well, things never work out for me. Look, something else just happened that's terrible, blah, 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 right? You can shift your perspective and take your power back by saying, hey, this may be very uncomfortable, right? This may be challenging. This may even hurt my feelings to a certain degree, but at least now I know, right? And now that the truth of the situation, of the relationship, of the job is being revealed, I can work with what's here and be clear about what action, Knight of Swords, I need to take moving forward. The Knights are always cards of action, Aries. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my light because sometimes it can be a little too reflective on the cards. Knight of Swords, this is air energy. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Like, if you can allow yourself to be with whatever feelings come up as a result of whatever these situations are, right? Going to be very specific to you because this is not a personal reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, click the link below. The only way to book a one-on-one with me is via my website, just FYI, Aries. It's going to help you clarify what action you need to take moving forward. What you need to cut off, who you need to cut off, where you need to pull back, and how you get to move forward in the future, right? And moving into April, Aries. So again, as I said, you know, feel what you feel. If you're hurt, if you're disappointed, if you're triggered, be with those feelings, because there is really important information to be garnered from the feelings that come up in you. But you can take your power back in regard to your perspective in appreciating the fact that things and people and situations are being revealed for exactly what they are. 10 of Swords. This is the end of a very, very painful cycle, Aries. And again, like I was saying earlier with this 5 of Cups, it's not about the fact that there's not pain, disappointment, but the 10 is the end of the cycle in the minor arcana. It goes from aces to 10s. So, you know, this situation, whatever it is for you specifically, Aries, may have been a long time coming, right? You may have been investing in this job, in this friendship, in this relationship for a really long time, which would make sense, right? If people and situations are being revealed to not really be working for you or being supportive of you, that's going to feel a certain way. But it's working for you because it's bringing you clarity, showing you how to move forward. And now you can move on from a person, a situation, a job that has been causing you a tremendous amount of mental conflict, ruminating, overthinking, because deep down, Aries, you may have had an inclination that this situation wasn't on the up and up for you, but you didn't necessarily have the evidence. So either that evidence has started to be revealed or it's going to be revealed moving into Mercury retrograde and this new moon solar eclipse, right? And see things for exactly what they are. Do not try to there's a saying, I think it might be Maya Angelou. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. And there's another way of saying it is, when someone paints you a picture, don't try to paint over it, or something like that. It's like, be very sober in your perception and your thoughts. The situation has been or is being revealed to give you clarity of thought and action, right? And it's a time to let this go. Not saying that letting things or people or a job go, endings can be very, very painful, but something that ends means that there is also a new beginning, Aries. So that's just something to keep in mind, right? Like, you have free will. And understand, right? Like, you know your situation better than I do or anyone else. So you need to trust your own judgment in any situation. But, you know, your perspective, how you deal with a person or a situation, that's in your control. And if you allow things to be revealed and you accept the truth for what it is, it's going to bring you clarity. It may be a painful truth, a painful ending, but then that gives you an opportunity to start fresh, right? And to be clear about, what do I do now that I know this truth, right? 7 of Swords is all about being strategic. So I'm getting advice here, Aries, about whatever has been revealed, again, for you specifically, whether it is in a job, in a friendship, in a romantic connection. You know, you don't need to necessarily rush whatever action you are starting to get clarity on. This is not an overnight process. And as I mentioned, right, April 1st is Mercury retrograde. And that tends to be a time where it can feel like things slow down. And again, Wheel of Fortune, if you can see this as working for you, you can take your time to be with what's, you know, coming up, with what's happened, feel however you feel, and start to be strategic about whatever action it is that you want to take forward, right? it's not necessarily, you know, it depends on the astrologer that you talk to. Some people will say, you know, don't sign any contracts, don't make any moves, avoid making solid plans during Mercury retrograde. And again, that's going to be up to you and your own situation and your own judgment call. But one piece of advice that is always going to be beneficial, especially during the retrograde, is to take your time to double and triple check everything, to do your research, and to be methodical and strategic in whatever choices you make, because you know, you just want to be smart about how you move forward. Seven of Wands, you know, I can see that you're wanting to avoid any unnecessary conflict with regard to this situation or people in your life, whether it's work or friendship, family, or, you know, romantic relationships. So I would say, like, if that is, you don't have to explain yourself to anybody, Aries. What matters is that you know what the truth is and you accept that truth no matter how uncomfortable or painful it is. And don't allow people to pull you into unnecessary drama at this time. Even if things are being revealed, right, and you're planning some type of action forward after this revelation that you know this is coming to an end, right, whether it's a job, a relationship, or, you know, some other kind of situation, you know, there may be people who sense your shift in energy and they may attempt to draw you into drama. They may be like, oh, your energy has changed and like, what's going on with you? You do not have to engage in that. You don't have to explain yourself. You can just be like, I'm busy, and leave it at that, right? And here's the thing, Aries, is when you are clear about what you need to do and where you want to put your energy and time and resources, when you have boundaries and you just simply cut people off and you don't waste your time explaining yourself to them, knowing that they may be just triggered by you stepping back or pulling back or having boundaries, like the more boundaries you enforce, the more clear it's going to be about who you can trust. Seven of Cups, so you definitely are going to have a lot of options that are going to come towards you during the month of April, Aries. And again, I think, you know, the Seven of Swords and the Seven of Cups with the Seven of Wands in between here is really clear to me about, like, you have a lot of things to consider about your future. You need to think about all of the opportunities, all of the options, right? What they mean for you, and to be very methodical and strategic in the way you move forward. You do not have time for unnecessary drama, for nosy people who want to be up in your business, for people who feel entitled to your energy, people that just want to fight for the sake of fighting, right? Like, you have things to do. Knight of Coins. So again, another card of action, but the Knight of Coins is the slowest knight in the deck, typically. Earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. This is, again, taking your time, Aries, being very sober and grounded, and making sure that you are considering all aspects and that you have everything available to you before you make a move, right? Like, definitely feels like, you know, end of March and part of April, things are going to start to get clear about what's not working, who is not for you, who you can trust, who you cannot. And, you know, again, not that it's going to be easy, Aries, but it's working for you in the sense that it's going to become very clear where you need to be putting your time and your energy, and it's about whatever action you want to take forward. And this very well, you know, there's a couple of wands here. There's definitely lots of thinking energy, lots of air energy, which is not surprising given the fact that we have Mercury going retrograde on the 1st. So you are going to be in your thoughts a lot. Your emotions are definitely going to be triggered. And, you know, with this Knight of Coins here, you know, this has to do with your stability moving forward. So it very well could have to do with friends in your life, with your job, with your career. You know, you don't have to move fast. You do not need to rush the process. And like I said, not that I'm telling you to not make any decisions, but I do feel as if April is about you being with what's happening, addressing how it makes you feel, working through any resistance to the truth, right? Reframing your perspective so that you can see that the truth being revealed is actually going to help you to let go of a dead situation. And then being very strategic and methodical and grounded in your approach to your options forward, making sure that you are taking all of the possibilities into account before you take any movement towards something new, whether that's leaving a relationship, leaving a job, applying for a new job. Just, you know, take your time. Don't rush the process. All right, Aries. So if the messages are resonating for you, please do leave me a comment. Let me know how this is showing up for you, Aries. Would love to know. And just generally speaking, you know, if you engage in an energy exchange, whether it's liking or commenting or subscribing, it's going to help me pick up on your energy and provide better readings for you moving forward. So interesting, Justice reversed on top of the Five of Cups. So Justice is a card of Libra, and as I mentioned, on the 25th we had the full moon lunar eclipse in Libra, and we're in this eclipse portal. So it's in reverse, and this is all about relationships. And again, this can be friendships, it can be family, it can be romance, it can be work relationships, right? This Five of Cups energy clarified by this Justice in reverse is telling me that this eclipse portal, Aries, is revealing for you the areas of your life and the relationships in your life that are out of balance and that need to come into balance. So again, it's not necessarily going to be easy energy, but you know, the truth and clarity that's going to come with it is going to help you to be more sober and clear about whatever choices you need to be making at this time and how you need to move forward. Wheel of Fortune and King of Swords in reverse. For me, this is definitely a lot of Mercury retrograde energy. This is, to me, advice, Aries, for you to keep your cards close to your vest. You don't necessarily need to be sharing your business with every single person. It's going to be the wisest decision right now to stay a little bit quiet. You know, be careful about who you are sharing your thoughts and feelings with. Even positive news, I would be careful about, because, you know, I do think at this time it's really being revealed to you who you can trust and who cannot be trusted. And I just think like this is also a time with these revelations and with you working through your own perspective, right? Of, yeah, it's disappointing, it's heartbreaking, like I'm sad about this, but I'd rather know the truth than to continue believing that this person or this job was actually, you know, on my side or working for me when that's not the truth. Like, that's part of the strategy of this time, is knowing when to be quiet, knowing when to keep things to yourself, because it's also a means of protection. Not everybody, you know, in your circle is to be trusted, and it's not about being afraid, Aries. It's just about being wise. All right, let's see. King of Wands, fire energy. So I do think that even though these are clearly some challenging energies that you're working through, again, and King of Wands is, you know, it's fire energy. It's a good indication that, like, I think I said it earlier, I feel like whatever is being revealed, whether it's about a job or a friendship, family member, or a romantic partner, I feel like you had an intuitive knowing the whole time. And this is just confirmation of what you've always known. So this is another, like, you know, perspective shift, Aries, that like, let this time build your confidence in yourself, in your gut instincts, in your gut instinct, Aries, is another word for intuition. And, you know, fire signs, in my opinion, are very intuitive. Y'all just tend to be very, what's the word? Impulsive. And this King of Wands is grounded, right? So this is also about like finding the balance between your intellect and your passions, right? Like, and there may be moments where the truth makes you upset, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be reactive to how you're feeling, right? This is being grounded in your emotions, understanding that there is wisdom to be found in your gut instincts, in your inner knowing that probably was always there, but you don't need to let it take you out of character, so to speak. And you certainly don't need to allow it to control you, Aries. Like, you have the opportunity right now to learn how to use your intuition, use your emotion, and use your passions to benefit you versus controlling you. Yeah, Two of Coins, lots of decisions to make right now as, you know, a cycle is coming to an end. Maybe a friendship or a relationship or a job or career path, you know, and this is also an infinity sign. Again, going back to that gut instinct, going back to that intuition, that intuitive knowing, but it's also an 8 and we're in an 8 year. So like, this is going to require work for you to come into balance with what do you do with your resources, with your time, with your energy, and with this information that's coming to you. Definitely working on balance in any way, being honest with yourself, Aries, about how you may have been out of balance in the past, whether it was, you know, overextending yourself at work, whether it was giving, you know, a friend or a romantic partner the benefit of the doubt, even if they've, you know, shown you in the past that they really don't deserve that. Like, learn from your past when you may have made, like I was saying earlier with this King of Wands, in the past, you may have been more inclined to make impulsive decisions. Now this is a time for you to weigh your options before making those choices, right? Let things process, let things come to an end, let the clarity come to you in the process of your decision making. Don't rush this. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles here, which is like, this is going to require a lot of work and consistency on your part. Aries, I've never known you to be a sign that is afraid of hard work. But what I think I'm getting here, Aries, is that the hardest part of this process for you, Aries, the work that's going to be required, is your patience, right? Because I think that's going to be the struggle, is that like, whatever the revelation is, whatever the truth is, you're going to want to just react, but you are learning how to be more grounded in your emotions and learning how to balance, you know, your logic with your passions. And taking the time, again, right, to be strategic, to do your research, to really hunker down and commit to the work of, you know, being patient in this process so that you make the best choice for yourself moving forward that is going to continue to build upon the stability that you've already been working towards up to this point, Aries. Nine of Wands. So this is the wounded warrior. This is like a reminder that all of the work that you've been doing up to this point, Aries, has not been for nothing. This is an indication that the universe recognizes that you've been working really hard. You've been trying to give people the benefit of the doubt. And oftentimes, you know, you have been carrying the weight that other people haven't. And whether it's at work, right? Saying yes to all of the projects, putting in the overtime, but constantly being passed up, you know, for promotions, and still refusing to get caught up in, you know, the office gossip or the office politics, or, you know, whether it's acknowledging for yourself, Aries, that, you know, in a romantic relationship that you've been carrying all of the weight, you're the one that's been making it work, or in a friendship, right? Like, you're the only one that's initiating plans. You're the reason why the friendship works. I think that that's going to become really clear to you. And it's not something to be ashamed of, Aries. It's something to honor, that like, you're an upstanding person. You care, and that's why you've put so much into this. But you know, just hold out a little bit longer. Again, with this patience with the process, things are being revealed to help you be more clear about what choice you need to make that's going to be in your best interest. Yeah. Three of Swords, Aries. This is not going to be an easy process. The truths that are revealed this month, Aries, are going to be sharp. And I think it's just important to be with that. I think that, again, I say this a lot, you know, the truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off. You know, the more you can be open to accepting the truth, no matter how challenging, difficult, disappointing, or heartbreaking it is, the more clarity you're going to gain about what other options and opportunities are actually available to you. Because if something or someone is not working, you know that they're no longer an option for you, right? All right, Spirit. This is resonating for you, Aries. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave me a comment below. And Page of Swords, yeah, clarity will be coming to you. It's about being patient and allowing the process to unfold the way that it needs to this month, Aries. You know, again, I don't think that this is necessarily an easy time for you. And I think that some of the disappointment is probably coming because you're like, well, it's my season and I want to feel, you know, happy and joyful. And all of this hard life stuff is coming into view. But again, right, with this Wheel of Fortune, it's about your perspective, right? Like, as hard as the truth may be, knowing the truth, knowing who you can trust and who is on your side, that's going to help you to make the best choice for yourself and your stability moving forward, Aries. And like this eclipse energy, this eclipse portal, this is really, really challenging energies for all of us, regardless of your sign. And I have the Five of Swords here on the bottom of this deck. I think you're going to eventually start to know exactly how you want to move forward. And I definitely don't see you, you know, making choices based on other people, which is good. I just think it's about being patient in the process and letting things reveal themselves so that you can start to do the work of tending to yourself, acknowledging where you have been out of balance, what relationships have not been working for you, accepting those hard truths so that you can gain clarity about how to move forward, and just accepting the fact that not everybody's going to be happy with you doing what's best for you, but this is your life, Aries. You got to do it for you and nobody else, all right? So sending you lots of love. Again, if the messages resonated, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave me a note below. Let me know how these energies are showing up for you, Aries. I am going to leave it there, but I'm going to close this reading out with a final card from the Sufi Wisdom Oracle. This is one of my favorite decks. What final messages, Spirit, can we provide for Aries? That's too many cards. I'll take two if you have them, but one would be preferable. All right. No. Okay. We do have two. Oh, interesting. Okay. We have ending a trauma, transform memories and symptoms, which I feel like Aries, like, again, with this, it's giving me this 10 of Swords energy. It's like endings are never easy. They can be very, very challenging. They can be traumatic, but they can help us shift our perspective, right? Union of love, embrace the beloved within your heart. This is like, for me, very much talking about loving yourself through the process. I'm also just, I really do like to read these from the book. So again, thank you so much for being here, Aries. I really hope that the messages are supportive for you. All right, ending a trauma. Transform memories and symptoms. Do not allow your soul to be oppressed. Where part of you goes, the rest of you will eventually follow. Rabia. This oracle is like a gentle lover guiding you to cope with your reactions to stress and envision yourself in a position of power. Even if you are not a victim of a trauma, actively coping is a way of responding to the challenges of everyday life. The oracle is inspiring you to trust that your life is guided. Unseen spirits flow through the wisdom of Sufi mystics. They come to help you overcome the feeling of helplessness and to encourage you to be the best you can be. They are inviting you to accept the impact of trauma on your life and take direct action to improve how you respond to it. Dear one, know that you are much loved in ways you may not always experience. You must dare to challenge old definitions of yourself by identifying them as false and recognizing they were based on circumstances that were not in your control. When you feel the full pain of your past and process and make sense of it, you can resolve your trauma. This will alter your path into the future. If you feel anxiety, for instance, you can accept and recognize the feeling, but direct your attention to something else. Watch your thoughts, perceptions, and emotions flash through your mind without being involved with them emotionally. Thoughts are just thoughts. You don't have to believe them, nor let them guide your behavior. Know that there is support all around you. Creativity is a way for you to express your feelings in a positive, innovative way. By getting involved in uplifting activities, you can improve your mood and rebuild your life. Mantra: I will detach from being traumatized or wounded. I will release those memories and replace them with feelings of unconditional love. I am confident in my ability to process my memories and symptoms and to thrive. Yeah, so I do feel like whatever is coming up this month, whatever revelations, uncomfortable truths that are being revealed, the universe is definitely wanting to provide you with support through this process. And it's wanting you to recognize that, you don't necessarily deserve what's happening, right? But it's being revealed to help you see the truth so that you can move forward in the best interest of yourself, Aries. So union and love. Embrace the beloved within your heart. I am in love with no other than myself, and my very separation is my union. I am my beloved and my lover. I am my knight and my maiden. Sufis are lovers of God. It is the longing for the beloved that draws them into connection with their heart. When the lover becomes fully aware of the true self, he loses all worldly sense of the self in love. He opens his heart to receive love, and when love enters, he becomes powerful and does impossible things. This union of love means feeling the constant presence of the beloved. When the individual soul dissolves into the soul, whatever happens to the beloved also happens to the lover. It doesn't matter if the experience is one of joy or sadness. In the state of oneness, even pain can be transformed into pleasure. Dear one, you cannot go after love. You could spend a lifetime in search of it outside of yourself and never get to it until you realize it is inside your own heart. Instead of trying to find those who could love you, develop the attraction that could charm lovers. This way, life is exciting in every moment because you are always finding new ways of making yourself more attractive. When love becomes your power, you will begin to make changes in your life that enlarge your view to always include the one you love in the way you see things. You will soon be a witness to the most amazing and wonderful transformation in your life. Mantra: I am allowing the power of love to build in my heart and to draw and attract others to me. I am creating ways to express the wonder of being, of love and joy. Yeah, so I do feel like, Aries, definitely understand that whatever is being revealed, it is to help you know who and what is working for you. Feel how you feel about it. Don't deny that. Also understand that you don't deserve people who are wanting to take advantage of you, but hopefully through this process of coming back into balance in yourself and loving yourself through the process, you will start to gain more clarity about how to better trust your own intuition and to make the choices that you need to make that are going to best honor you and your path forward. So hope the messages resonated for you, Aries. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.